Hello to everyone in YouTube world. Thank you for again coming to our channel. Please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, if you have not already, and click the bell button, so you will be notified about all our new and upcoming videos, and so we can grow this channel together. Today I am going to be talking about time. What is it, and can we travel through it? This is also linked to the origination of time and the Big Bang Theory, so I will incorporate both in this video. One of the misconceptions that people have is that time is a fixed thing and is the same for everyone. This is not so, and it has been proven by scientists and NASA. Using atomic clocks, they have shown that some of the astronauts traveling on the space station, who are going faster than the people on Earth, have aged differently than their counterparts on Earth. Mind you, it is a very, very small amount, but nonetheless, there is a time dilation. So, the conventional thinking is that as you approach the speed of light, time will begin to slow down, and if you left the planet Earth and went off into space at the speed of light, then when you return you may have aged only a few years, but you will find that the Earth and everyone on it may have aged thousands of years. It is also believed that gravity plays a big part on the passage of time, and its effects on light itself, in that a large enough gravitational force can practically bend light. A good movie which tries to explain this is Interstellar. When two of the actors return from a planet that is affected by the black hole, Gargantua, they have aged only days when their counterpart on the ship has aged years. Therefore, this shows that time travel into the future is possible. You just need the assistance of something like a black hole, or you try to travel at, or close to the speed of light. The other question relating to time is, can you travel backwards in time? So can you in effect go back in time and see your great-great-great-grandmother or even the dinosaurs? The answer is yes, and I will explain. However, there is an additional law that we must take into consideration when considering time travel into the past. This is the law of conservation of energy, which states that energy, and therefore matter, cannot be created or destroyed, but only changes form. When astronomers look up into the night sky, many of the far-off galaxies they see are light from the past that is traveling to us. We must also consider space-time in this postulation and realize that the point in space that anything is will be different in the future. As a result, when the astronomers look up at the night sky, they are not seeing where the galaxies are now, but where they were before. Using this concept, again, if you could travel at the speed of light to the location of the Earth 1 million years ago, you could see, or arrive at that point when the dinosaurs existed. Taking into consideration the law of conservation of energy, it would follow that you could see but could not interact with anything. In other words, matter from the future cannot appear in the past. If you think about going into the past to meet your past self, you could see everything your past self was doing and know everything from the past, but you could not interact with your past self. This would also put to rest the concept of going back in time to change things. You would not be able to change anything to affect your future. You could, however, see or learn things that can change the point in your future going forward. As an example, suppose someone committed a crime that was never solved. You could go back in time to that point and see exactly what happened but not be able to do anything about it, but when you came back to your time you would know who committed the crime. So the argument that many make about time traveling, saying that if you went back in time and killed your father, then how would you have been born, to go back in time to kill your father? The fact is, you could go back in time and see your father, but not be able to interact with him. Further, he would not even know that you were there watching. It then leads one to think whether people from the future who can travel to the past are amongst us now and we cannot see them, but they can see us. The issue of time and space being interconnected, and gravity, and the speed of light affecting the passage of time, can be used to explain the Big Bang, and how things supposedly came into being. There is no argument that at the point of the Big Bang everything was condensed into a point smaller than a period on a piece of paper. It can therefore be surmised that the gravity at the point was infinite, and as a result, time would have stopped. As from the previous statements that I made, as you approach the speed of light, time slows drastically for you. An onlooker will see you moving slower and slower, and if you reached the speed of light you would have appeared to stop. With this in mind, we can extrapolate that before the Big Bang, Everything was stopped, time did not pass, and nothing would exist as is conventionally thought. So before the Big Bang we cannot comprehend the passage of no time. The point would have been there, but we cannot consider for how long, since time had stopped and did not exist. In addition, there was no space, and since time is related to where in space things are, there would be no space-time. It is difficult to comprehend, but the absence of time, space and space-time clearly explains why and how the point existed before the Big Bang. At the point of the Big Bang, time and everything else came into existence. This leads to the next point of traveling faster than the speed of light. Many scientists have looked at their research and come to the conclusion that you cannot travel faster than the speed of light. I surmise that this is wrong, and you can, in fact, surpass the speed of light. I justify this by the statement that, you do not know what you do not know. I look at science and research in the past and draw this conclusion. Scientists in the past were adamant about several things, such as the Earth being flat, or being unable to fly. Scientists thought that sickness was in our blood, and treated people with illness by blood transfusion. Even being unable to go faster than the speed of sound was thought unattainable. There are many more examples such as this. At that time it was believed by all. What they knew, they knew. Looking back in retrospect, we now know they were very wrong, and today's science has proved them wrong. I believe future science will show us that our present-day thinking is also wrong. Traveling faster than the speed of light is what will allow us to go back in time. As with the speed of sound, when the sound barrier is broken, it is observed that the airplane will pass you by, and you will see it go by, and sometime thereafter you hear the sound. Since light travels faster than sound, once you have broken the sound barrier, the sound begins to trail, and we see the airplane, and hear it afterwards. Similarly, if someone were to approach and break the light barrier, as explained before, an observer will see the object slow down until it stops, and as it passes the light barrier, it will disappear. The only way to track it would be to have an instrument that can read signals faster than light signals. The object, or person, would disappear, and start to travel back in time. In other words, it would be gone from observation in our time, and have moved into the past. Just as light is the means we use to track the airplane, because where it and the sound are is at two different places, so too, some means would be needed to track the object moving faster than light, since where it is would be as different from where we saw it, when it disappeared. One thing that astronomers have stated is that they have discovered some objects in the cosmos moving faster than light, and they cannot understand how. Another thing that astronomers have discovered is that there are objects that they are unable to see, but it seems to be having an effect on other objects, or even galaxies. They can see the effect, but cannot find the cause. My assumption is that this is the evidence for faster than light travel, and there are things in the cosmos that we do not yet understand. The objects that are not visible may be in another time, or we may actually be in the past, and what they are observing, or not observing, is in the future. A very typical example is from the past, when people believed that the Earth was flat. They could not comprehend what was over the horizon, and sometimes when a ship approached and came up over the horizon, they could not understand it. Similarly, when the sun rose and set, they believed it fell off the edge. Today we understand all these things and know how it all works and what is the truth. I do believe that my assumptions about time travel into the future and into the past will be proven correct, as with the assumptions I make about the Big Bang. Similarly, in the future, scientists will discover the truth relating to all what I have covered in this video. Please let me know your thoughts, leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.